Ooh. That was a little frozen. Guess I need to move those. All right, we are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Oh, winter is here, folks. It's freaking cold. And fall never had a chance. And that's how it is around here in Wisconsin. We seem to skip seasons, unfortunately. Shnikes. But you didn't come here to hear about the weather in Wisconsin. No, you came here to hear about MLW Saturday Night SuperFight. I can't do it like Tony Shovel. I'm not quite that cool. Man, what a night. Eric, what is up, man? Good evening. First and foremost, before we dive into this pay-per-view review, I want to officially apologize for not covering MLW regularly lately. I've missed about 3 months or so. And they've had a lot of new faces. So I skipped out on most of the pre-show. There was a lot of new faces on the pre-show, but I am going to go back and watch it. In fact, I might review the pre-show on Monday night, just for something different. Tons of new faces, and I caught glimpses of the first few matches, but I was doing some stuff. I was cleaning up dinner. I was hey, what's up, Jerry? Just contemplating buying the pay-per-view, and I was like, it's $20. What the hell? I'm not blowing $50. It was properly priced for MLW. You know, at least I feel it was. Hell, I'm going to say this. This show was, I'd say, an hour and a half into it, was already, in my opinion, worth the $20 that I spent to watch it. So I'm apologizing for not covering this more often, because this pay-per-view reminded me how damn good MLW is. They're not the biggest brand out there by any means. But man, you can tell these guys are hungry, and they put in 100% from the Aries, the Aries, a couple of these could have been headliners in this. It could have been. It was that good. You know, you pick your favorites who you want to see more out of other matches. And I'll be honest, from not being vested in MLW lately, I didn't really care who won a bunch of these. I mean, there was a couple I was rooting for. I was rooting for the Von Erichs. I was rooting for Hammerstone. And I'll be honest, I was rooting for Aries. You know, he's a local guy, so I got to root for him. You know, you can call him asshole Aries, whatever you want to call him. You know, he's still one of my favorites. And he looked like classic heel Aries tonight too. We'll get into that in a little bit. I want to talk about a couple other odd things here. We did not see any ladies tonight, but they did put a promo during the pay-per-view saying that the ladies division is coming. In fact, I saw an interview earlier today, sometime this weekend. I think it was earlier today when I was, just surfing the web. Court Bauer was talking about eventually putting an hour together just for the women. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good, because I mean, this, what they put together in an hour every week is pretty damn loaded, at least 3, if not 4 matches. And now if you're going to put women in there, you got to figure out how many matches you're going to devote to women on a weekly basis. Or you could do like what he said. You could just give them a separate show. How he's going to do this, I don't know. If it's going to be just a whole nother company in itself, like MLW Women, I don't know. But nonetheless, I am really excited to see what they're going to do, who they're going to hire. I heard a couple hires. I don't remember who it was. I apologize. If anybody remembers, you can throw them in the chat. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. One thing that I think is also going to help the women's division in MLW, and is also going to bring some good ladies wrestling too. I mean, just, wrestling in general, men's and women for that matter. But, to help out the women's division in MLW is they announced partway through the show, they announced a partnership, an official partnership with a Triple-A, which is very interesting because Triple-A now, oh, thank you. Damn, this is like really slow tonight. Here we go. Eric, my buddy. Zeta Zhang is one of the, that was the one I believe that was announced on social media. Eric also says, after watching SSF, I'm looking forward Saturday. Oh, you Saturday night SuperFight. Okay, that's what you were abbreviating. I'm looking forward to attending next Saturday's MLW show in Orlando. I believe that's where the ladies are debuting, from what I've heard. I thought it was supposed to be tonight, but I guess not. But this card already was totally loaded. It was like 10 or 11 matches on the card, which makes sense that they put 3 or 4 on the pre-show. So I am going to go back and watch the pre-show because some of my favorites were in there, like Gringo Loco. He's a blast to watch. I saw him in one of the matches. The rest of Contra was in there, and I haven't, I haven't been up on their stuff. So I'm very curious to see how they look in the ring. They got a new guy, or newer guy. I guess he's not new anymore because I haven't watched him like 3 or 4 months. But he's the 4th member, so Arlo, what's up? Good evening. Orlo says, great pay-per-view. Hell yeah, dude. Smash that like button if you thought this pay-per-view was good. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. From start to finish, I felt like all the matches were really good. I don't feel like anybody freaking I don't feel like anybody slouched. Elijah Washington, welcome to the show. Hey, J-Bone, looking forward to MLW and AEW. MLW was better than Crown Jewel. Let me tell you something. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a rant here, and then I'm going to dive into the pay-per-view. So just bear with me, please. See, I'm watching the live feed here, and then it shows up a couple seconds later here on the StreamYard. So just bear with me. Elijah asked, J-Bone, will MLW Super, oh, you mean Super Show, I'm assuming, show on YouTube for free or for the full show? No, I'm assuming they won't. You had to pay to get that one. The pre-show is free on YouTube. I know the pre-show's on their YouTube channel, on the MLW. It's only $20. I mean, let me tell you, if I know, times are tough, and, a lot of times, you see pay-per-views like AEW charges, $40-$50 for a pay-per-view. You don't feel like paying it. I totally get that. But let me tell you, skip a few coffee drinks this week, pay the $20. You will thank me. Trust me, it'll be the best damn $20 you ever spent on a show in a long time. I just saw it. I want to see it again tomorrow. Okay. Jerry, we are not talking WWE, dude. We are not talking WWE. All right, let me talk about this whole sham overseas bullshit for a minute. The stuff I am reading, and I'm sure there's a lot of it we're not going to find out because they're going to keep this like just hush hush so much. Whatever happened between Vince and the Prince over there, money-wise, and if that actually caused WWE's roster to be held back a half a day, if not more, told that they can't go. I'm gonna throw out a word that I haven't seen used yet, and it's a very controversial word. And I don't care if you like it or not. I'm gonna say they were held hostage. They can sugarcoat it all they want. If a country is not letting you leave, if a country is not letting you leave, they tell you to get off your plane and you have to stay, you're a fucking hostage. Why the hell is Vinnie Mac dealing with bullshit like this? Oh, you made history with your women. Oh, that's so great. They had bottles thrown at them. They didn't want to see women. They didn't want to see the women make history. I'm sure the women were excited about it because they're not allowed to fucking breathe over there. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. No one else is going to say it. I'm going to fucking say it. They were held hostage. It's bullshit. You want to start World War III? Start World War III. Then we'll really see some rumbles. I am not, and I put on my Smash This Podcast Instagram. I canceled my network. I am not feeding another dime into that country if all they're going to do is feed, get money from blood-hungry countries. Yeah, that's right, Eric. It is all about the money. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Orlo asks, you think WWE will hold any more pay-per-views now after this? I've heard that. I read something that the Prince owes hundreds of millions of dollars. So it might be a cold day in hell before Vince goes back. And for the sake of his roster and the safety, Jerry, I'm not talking about that shit tonight. I don't care. You know why? You know, everyone's talking about how great SmackDown was last night. Do you know why I don't care about how great SmackDown was last night? Because it's not going to stick. It's not going to stick. They're going to, they could call all this brilliant bullshit all they want. Like, oh, look what they did. Do you think it's actually going to stay that way? The only way they did that was to save face because of what happened overseas. It's all bullshit. Am I glad that the NXT guys had their moment? Yeah, I am. Because there was actually some on there that I do like and I do respect their work. You know, so I'm glad they had their moment. But am I going to celebrate with them? No. No, because it's not going to stick. Because they don't know what they're doing, and they're floundering. And they're still going to trade people back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. It's so stupid. So, no, I canceled my network. I'm not watching that bullshit anymore. I'm going to be focusing on MLW. Damn, Pepsi makes me burp. I'm going to be focusing on MLW. I'm going to be talking about Impact Wrestling with my boys over on Total Nonstop Impact. And I'll review stuff on here, too, about that. Styles, what is up? I'm going to be talking about NWA. I'm going to be talking about AEW. I'm going to be talking about pretty much everything but WWE. And what's sad is they're just probably going to keep feeding into that bullshit. It's so fucking sad. Oh, Styles having a little bit of the bubbly. Awesome. Have some of the, I'm having my own bubbly. It's not really, it's carbonated. It's bubbles. It's still bubbles, right? So, Orlo, you got a lot to catch up on. It's all good stuff, man. I can't complain. Oh, you got Sprite? Oh, that's hilarious. Don't forget about WoW. No, I got a lot to catch up on WoW, and I'm gonna apologize for that too. I haven't covered the ladies lately. I know I'm like a half a season behind. I'll be talking about that too. What I might do is like review, because they're only an hour. You know, it's an easy watch. It's an easy review. What I might do to catch up is I might watch like a couple at a time and review them like that. So we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. So there you go. There's the plan. There's my little bitch. We're 20 minutes in, and I apologize. I had to get that off my chest. I've been itching to talk about that all day because I read this shit, and it really fucking pisses me off. And I'm sorry about cursing, but man, I was so fired up earlier today when I read that stuff, and you see these people, and they're scared. They're over there, and they're scared, and they don't deserve that shit. Shame on you, Vince, for doing that shit to your roster, who puts 1,000% in every fucking show. Pisses me off. Put your roster at, held hostage. Unfucking believable. So, all right. Now that I got that off my chest, let's talk some MLW. Saturday night SuperFight. All right, so we had Rich Buccini. Whew, I need to get better glasses. Damn. We got Rich Buccini. Great to see him back doing this. Not that he has ever left, just I haven't watched it. So like I said, I'm apologizing. And there was the debut of AJ Kirsch, I believe that's his name. So I gave him a follow earlier today. I don't know anything about him, but I feel like he did a great job all the way through. The way Rich and AJ bounced off each other, I felt it was really good. You know, commentary was great. They called a lot of moves. Some they missed, but whatever. I mean, the action was ridiculous for some of these matches. So if they didn't keep up, I wasn't pissed. I was just loving it as a fan. Eric says, SSF was excellent. True. Very true. Elijah Washington says, J-Bone, you like Injustice gimmick? I do. I like all those guys together. They were the second match. I'll talk about it in a minute. I do like the gimmick. We will talk about it. All right, so this starts out with some just great tag team stuff from some of my favorite. It's just, oh man, it just, as I'm watching, throughout this whole show, I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, damn, why am I not watching this on a regular basis? It's so good. It just reminded me how good it was. So we've got a Texas Tornado Tag Team title match. Say that 10 times really fast. For the MLW Tag Team Championships. MJF and Richard Holiday representing Dynasty versus the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross. Man, was this a lot of fun. Just MJF and Richard, just such good heels. I mean, Richard Holiday, I remember when he first joined MLW about a year ago, he was, I'll just say for lack of better words, he was kind of boring. But with hanging around guys that have been around a little more often, I'm guessing, I don't know how long Richard's been around, but guys that have been around for a while, like Hammerstone and especially MJF, who's just years above how good where he should be. You know, he's so damn good. One of the best heels out there. He's damn. Sometimes I think his character goes above how good he is in the ring, but he is very good in the ring. You just don't hear about his in-ring talents much because he's so busy just being an ass. Oh, that's an interesting comparison. Richard Holiday, the new IRS, and MJF is Ted DiBiase. That's interesting. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I can see it because they got that, the dynasty, the whole money gimmick, the rich. So yeah, I can kind of see that. That's interesting. MJF would probably quietly agree with that, but he'd spit in your face and tell you, no, you're wrong. I'm better than that. Probably is what he'd do. So, all right. So we got MJF and Holiday versus the Von Erichs. And we have new tag team champions. Let me tell you something. I was there when they debuted in Milwaukee, actually Waukesha, but we call it Milwaukee because it was advertised as Milwaukee, just outside of Milwaukee, 10 minutes from here, and I live just outside of Milwaukee, so whatever, close enough, right? Apples and oranges. whatever. Bananas? I don't know. Uh, great tag team match. MJF and Holly doing just great heel stuff during this one. What the hell is this? They added a new little like strut thing. It's like the flare. They're like, and they're almost like a Val Venus type of thing or something. It was just goofy as shit. I loved it. I'm like, what are they doing? Somebody call the doctor. They're having a stroke. No, not Stroke Daddy. No, that's that other brand. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. Great to see the Von Erichs go over here. You knew it had to happen eventually. And just thinking about it, man. I know I've missed a few months of MLW action, but man, in this year alone, we've had the Hart Foundation and the Von Erichs as tag champs in a brand. It should be bigger, but it's not. But I feel like they're still growing, It'll be interesting to see what, numbers this pay-per-view did. I don't want to guess. But I love the fact that they can go back to this place in Chi-Town and sell it out every time. What did they say? What did they said? Over 2,000? 2.3K? Not bad. Over 2,000? You draw 2,000 for any kind of indie show. Damn. That's good. Elijah thinks that the Von Erichs are green. Really? I think they're pretty good. They may not have like the moves like other guys, but I think they're pretty good. I mean, they spent time in Japan too. They're different. They're a little more old school. But all right, you got your opinion. It's all good. Hudson Redwood. I probably botched that. I apologize. I love the contradiction of Holliday's character where he calls the fans consumers, yet always walks around with his Starbucks and AirPods. Yeah, right? Consumers. It's because he calls us consumers because he's counting our money. That's what that's a stroke daddy thing. So yes. See? Oh no. No. No, I don't think the Von Erichs are green. I just haven't seen a ton of their stuff, but I think they're good. I think they're definitely good. I don't know. MLW, third biggest promotion in the States. No. Gosh, I don't know. It's hard to say. If we get some numbers eventually on what Access TV is pulling in for Impact Wrestling, and I don't think we ever get any MLW numbers. That'd be interesting to see, I'd say MLW is number 4. Ring of Honor used to be number 3, I think. They're falling way off the track with the attendance lately. Not even a chance in hell that they're even still on the radar. And it's so sad because they got really good talent in their company. It's just diminished. I'd call AEW number 2. Some people may not like that, but if they're selling out 10,000 seaters, 15,000 seaters plus, they're number 2. Impact's doing good, though. Over 3K in Chicago for Bound for Glory. I was there. It was a great show. And they're selling out a lot of other places that they do go. You know? The company's growing. Wrestling is growing. More fans are buying tickets, folks. That's the thing. That's the point I always put out there. Fans are buying tickets to these shows. And it shows. But I'm bummed. All right, so back to this. Yeah, wrestling is good. Lots of variety. If you get bored with one brand, there's 10 other brands out there with good shit, you know? So, and new. I'm so happy the Von Erichs are tag champs. Just makes me happy. It just, it's going to help the brand. Really is. It's going to be a head turner, in my opinion. You know, maybe not everybody knows who MJF and Holiday is. They're going to know who MJF is from AEW. They're going to start hearing shit. But a lot of people, whether they know who these Von Erichs are or not, they're going to hear the name Von Erich. People are going to go, oh, the Von Erichs are now tag champs in what company? And they're going to go fucking check it out. I guarantee it. There's a lot of buzz about NWA too. Yes. And I know I skipped a few shows, but I am reviewing. I got episode number 4, the latest one is in there. Go check it out if you're digging the NWA stuff. And if you haven't watched it yet, I invite you to go check it out. It's good shit. It's different. It's so different from everything else that's out there. So it might kind of, I don't know. But give it a chance. Look, I'll level with you. I know I'm an older wrestling fan, 45 years old, but I grew up on that studio shit. I love it. That's what I did. I'm going to say it a billion times. This is what I did Saturday mornings with my best friend, Sean Gilliard from down the block. We'd sit in his basement Saturday mornings. You know, when we got a little older and we weren't watching cartoons anymore, we're watching wrestling. Lex Luger, Sting, Four Horsemen, Steiners, Nikita Koloff. Oh, man. Gives me goosebumps just thinking about the good old days, man. And that shit is back. The studio wrestling is back. Good old-fashioned wrestling. Go check it out. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it. Tell them J-Bone sent you. Hell, they're putting me in their videos. I don't even get that one. I'm still don't even get that one. Oh, all right. Back to this. I'm all over the freaking place tonight. All right. Half hour in. Let's do this. Injustice is next. Let's talk some Injustice. These guys got put together around the time that a little before they came to Milwaukee, the show that I went to. And then last but certainly not least, they had Cotto Brazil join. So you got Trey Miguel and Cotto Brazil and Jordan Oliver. Now, what's funny is Rich Swann used to be a part of this. Rich Swann started it, and then I don't know what happened between him and MLW, but he basically stuck with Swann stuck with Impact Wrestling. Excuse me. Swann stuck with Impact Wrestling exclusively for whatever, and didn't come back to MLW. But they kept the storyline going, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew. So Trey Miguel was the next guy. Then they brought in Jordan Oliver. And I like Jordan Oliver. He's such a punk. He is such a punk. Oh, my God. But he's good. I like him. And then they brought in Cotto Brazil, and I love Cotto Brazil. he's been with this brand since day one of the comeback, pretty much. Coming out with guys like Barrington Hughes, you know, when they were just doing a bunch of Florida shows and shit. But these three together, the Injustice, kind of like this is not meant to sound insulting, but they're like a flippy version of Shield, like a young flippy version of the Shield, you know, Injustice, you know. So just a little more like thuggish in a sense, you know. So and don't take this at they're ripping off the WWE. No. Don't twist it into that. I'm just comparing, you know. But I like it. I like the Injustice. I like these three guys together. The action in this one was sick. I was kind of distracted during this one. I'm gonna go back and watch it again because there's a new face in here that I loved. That I want to see more of. He's newer to the brand. Like I said, there's a lot of new faces in this company, and they put a lot of them on the pre-show. So I am going to go back and watch that because I didn't watch it. Septimo Dragon, Gringo Loco, Chicago favorite. Very cool. He was part of, was it All Glory that I was at? Tremendous guy. And Puma King versus Injustice. Injustice goes over here. A lot of fun. A lot of crazy diving action in this one. Go back to the comments here just for a bit. Okay, I said that one. Elijah says, I'm giving NWA Power a chance and MLW too. They got potential, and I'm happy Impact is coming back. Yeah, man, there's so many good other brands, up and coming brands that are growing out there. You know, it doesn't have to be all the shit in the arenas. You know, this, in my opinion, this deserves to be in arenas, but there's just not a lot of eyes on it. You know, but there will be more. It is growing, you know. If the roster is growing, people are coming. Trust me. Ultimate War. Oh my goodness, there's a Barbarian Rock and Roll Express. Oh yeah, the good old days, right? That's an interesting one. Nick Aldis is the next British Ric Flair. Very interesting comparison there. Very interesting. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just kind of, wow, okay. He is good. He is getting better at his promos. Screw the boring WWE, right? I just can't with them. I just can't. So, all right, back to this. Here we go. MLW Middleweight title match. Oh my God. If any other match in this whole friggin' show could have headlined this event, this was it. Teddy Hart defending his title against Aries. I legit thought Aries was going to take his championship. And this has been brewing. This has been brewing since I took a break from it. Because Aries debuted in Milwaukee at the show I was at. And at the end of the show, they didn't put this on camera. Aries called out Teddy Hart. So he's been after him quietly. Well, I shouldn't say quietly because I haven't watched recently. I don't know how much. I heard there was an incident where he dropped him on his head a few shows ago. They replayed part of that. That looked incredible. The brain buster on the apron. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Aries is just amazing. Love him or hate him. He's amazing. But Teddy Hart is too. This was a 5-star match. I would put this up for one of the best matches. I'd say this year or this second half of the year. Absolutely. This was a memorable one. Aries versus Teddy Hart. Instant classic. Man, it's just because these two, I'm pretty sure, used to face each other back in Ring of Honor. I mean, I kind of know who was back then, and certainly wasn't watching back then. I didn't know what it was back in its early inception. I didn't know what Ring of Honor was really until 2011, 2012. It's when they went to TV, something like that, and I started watching. It's back when Steen and Jacobs were still there. Oof, that goes back, eh? But yeah, this match was just amazing. I'm really shocked. I mean, just the way, you watch how matches go and you can kind of tell sometimes who's going to win, but man, they told a freaking story, and I really thought the way this match was going that Aries was going to win. I mean, I'm glad Teddy Hart won. I really didn't care who won, but I love Aries, so I was kind of like, ooh, maybe Aries is going to get it. Clean-shaven, hungry, classic-looking Aries. Oh, yeah, he's taking the title tonight. And he didn't. I was surprised. Amazing match, though. Props to both. My goodness. Just crazy, batshit awesome. Brian Pillman Jr. versus Loki. Loki's been knocking out people in, what'd they say, 3 minutes or less? And that started in Milwaukee, too. It's interesting. I really got to go back and watch some of the episodes I missed. Because apparently this is a thing now where Loki just knocks people out in 3 minutes or less. In Milwaukee, he had 2 matches where he knocked out people in 10 seconds or less. Insane. Absolutely crazy. I remember being at the Milwaukee show, and I don't remember if it was an elbow or a clothesline or a punch. It was something like that. Some big, and just clobbered him. And it was so fast and so stiff that the crowd just popped like, oh my God, ref stoppage. So yeah, I mean, this was another one. And, and this went a decent amount of time. This was no squash match. Brian Pillman's a tough kid, man. And I love the fact that he came out in his father's Hollywood Blondes jacket. Talk about paying respect to your pops, man. That's awesome. That is really awesome. Best mullet in the freaking in the business. UFC 244. The Rock was there? Oh, that's no surprise, man. Everybody's going to these shows. I'm not a big UFC fan, but you hear about who attended and stuff like that. It's just not my cup of tea. I used to be into it. It's just, I don't know. Oh, okay. Nick Aldis dressed clean, just like Flair back in NWA, and Aldis has a great heel attitude, and he's a face for any wrestling company. I think he has definitely improved over the years. A lot of people said that when he was in TNA, he shouldn't have been champion, didn't deserve it, he wasn't good enough. I think that was the start of him really becoming something special, I'm not paying $74.95. Me neither, brother. Me neither. Too sweet on that one. All right. Back to dear God. Who the hell pays that? People do. People do. And $1,000 a seat to be on the floor or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the hell floor seats go for now at a UFC show. Crazy. No, it's just not my cup of tea. Not going to knock it. There's some badass shit there, but it's not my cup of tea. All right, so Teddy Hart retained amazingly. Looks like Contra is going to be going after Teddy Hart now that he retained. Because Samael cut some kind of promo smoking a cigar probably through the show right after that match. I was talking about Pillman and Loki, my bad. I know, catch up to myself, right? But TKO, ref stoppage, whatever you want to call it. Loki with a somersault heel kick right into the cranium. Knocks Brian Pillman Jr. out cold. And then picks him up and shows him respect. He didn't beat him down like, he's, I don't know. Low-key's a babyface, but he's kind of one of those like stone cold, riding that thin line of being a heel kind of baby faces, kind of like a Kevin Steen kind of baby face. Loki's just a different kind of guy, He's just so badass. So badass. Yeah, much respect, man. He's just knocking people out. It's crazy. Maybe he should go after the middleweight title. I think he could. He's less than 200, I think, isn't he? Yes, I did see that Orlo. As soon as it comes up here, I'll talk about it. And that's actually what came up here next. Because I paused it, came back, and they were announced the promo. And I know they've been working with them, but it was just kind of a quiet thing. And I think they were like advertising more of the stuff with Crash lately I've seen. I haven't watched those shows. But yes. Man, this thing is slow tonight. Holy crap. But yes, I did see, just as I'm about to move on. Working relationship, yeah, they got an official partnership with Triple-A now. Very interesting. Very interesting. I touched on this right when I started. So you got Triple-A working with Impact Wrestling. You got Triple-A working with AEW. Kenny Omega is their champion. Does that mean that Kenny Omega could end up on an MLW show? What would that do for MLW? To have the Triple-A mega champion, La Champion Kenny Omega. Oh no, I can't do that. That's only Chris Jericho can call himself La Champion with the bubbly. Oh shit. I don't know. Very interesting. Are the Lucha Brothers still tag team champs in AAA, or did they lose those belts? Because I know the stuff was going back and forth between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers, and then that ended at the first pay-per-view, I believe, the ladder match. They had a few episodes where they were in Mexico at Crash on MLW TV. Yeah, I saw they were doing that. I just haven't watched them. I saw, you see clips and stuff. But yeah, I'd be very curious to see how that went. And I'd also be very curious to see how that went compared to like when Impact does tapings in Mexico. Very curious. So yeah, so we're going to see a whole new slew. It could be a trickle in. You know, a couple stars here, a couple stars there. I thought maybe with this announcement there would be like a big invasion at the end of the show. That'd have been some shit. Have a couple of tag teams run in and run roughshod, and Vampiro stand at the curtain, be like, "Yeah, bitches," you know, or something like that. I don't know. It'd be kind of funny. Pretty awesome. No, they played it safe. They just kept the announcement big, you know. So next we got someone who I have been dying to see, and I feel so bad I missed his first few matches in MLW. I want to definitely go back and watch him because he's going to be one of the most badass people here on in MLW. Timothy Thatcher versus Filthy Tom Lawler. Oh, why did I circle? Okay, I think I got this wrong. I circled Timothy Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher didn't win, did he? It was Filthy. Didn't Filthy Tom Lawler tap him out? I think Filthy Tom won. I don't know why I did that. And then he was in the ring at the end with I can't think of her name. The interviewer woman. Talking about how he's gonna keep it yeah, it was Tom I won. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I circled. I probably wanted Timothy Thatcher, so I subconsciously circled Timothy Thatcher. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Tapped out, made him submit. Casey Lennox, thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm dying. But yeah, Timothy Thatcher, what a badass. He was someone, okay, then this is another name that I keep going back to in reference to that I started watching stuff. He called her Joe Rogan. Yeah, that was goofy. I was like, Joe, what? Because he's an interviewer, I guess. He's got his own show. Timothy Thatcher was champ in Evolve, and I was watching that on a regular basis a couple of years ago. Once again, Power, was that Power? No. What the hell was that? Flow Slam. Flow Slam. They had so much good stuff on there. And then it went away, so I stopped watching. Because you had the couple Evolve shows a month, plus you had a bunch of international stuff that I was watching. So it was definitely worth the $20 a month I was paying. Because you're going to pay at least $20 a month for all those shows. Each. You know, $15, $20, whatever. But yeah, Timothy Thatcher being champion Evolve for like well over a year, whatever it was. And then, who did he lose to? Oh, that dude who's in New Japan now. Tall, lanky dude. It was also part of the Cruiserweight tournament down in Florida, WWE, on the network. Damn it. Kids, don't grow old. You forget shit. That one guy with the face. But anyways, Tim Thatcher, man, what a talent. And talk about just straight up wrestling and grappling and just twisting each other up. I mean, just real fucking wrestling, man. Just crazy. Just mind-blowing. I knew this one was going to be good because they both got the true grappling skills. Filthy Tom Lawler takes this one. I don't know. I'm just an idiot sometimes. I circled Timothy Thatcher. I just really wanted him to win. I guess that's why I circled it, but that wasn't right. Made Timothy Thatcher tap out. Great match. Then we had, this one was just, oh my God, this one was just a train wreck. I disconnected from this one a little bit. I want to go back and watch it because this was damn good. Good enough to watch again, definitely. Barbed wire hanging above the ring. The Stairway to Hell match. No holds barred, just all over the place here. Bestia 666 was added to this, I believe, very recently from what I saw in a headline or something. Originally was just Jimmy Havoc versus Mance Warner. And that right there. Now you add Bestia 666 to this. Oh my goodness. Blood everywhere. Holy crap. Staples, stuff getting stapled to each other. Mance Warner wins this one with a top rope brain buster through the door. They call it board, but it's a door. It's a door, for crying out loud. And then Havoc destroys him after the match. But this one was just all over the place. Blood everywhere. Mance was just a hot mess. Just sick. He was, okay. So he was, come on, mouse. He was added while they were in Mexico. Okay, so part of the crash stuff, I guess. Because he's not, I don't think he's part of AAA, or is he? I'm not sure. I don't keep up that much with AAA stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people that are in the company, but as far as who's champ and stuff, yep. Okay. Thank you. All right. Then we had another one of my favorites of the evening. Hammerstone, who actually popped in the chat here a while back. Hilarious. Was hilarious. I don't know. Hammerstone out of nowhere in the chat. Blew my mind. It's funny. Defending his national Openweight championship against Davey Boy Smith. This one was a lot of fun. Two big guys just clobbered the shit out of each other. Even had an old school Davey Boy Smith Jr. pulling a Hogan, you, and and with the finger waving, I don't think the crowd appreciated it that much. I did, because I still pop for Hogan once in a while. Not lately, but I don't care how many times he shows up on SmackDown. I'm not watching it. But the kid in me still loves Hogan. That's what I grew up on. Controversy aside, okay. The kid in me still loves Hogan. Okay. So, when Davey Boy, when they were like no selling each other's shit, and then, Davey Boy, you with the, I popped, whatever. But Hammerstone comes off with the win here. Of course, there's a little interference. But what's interesting is Hammerstone I don't think he realized that Dynasty came down to help him. Because there was some distraction stuff going on. I don't remember exactly who did what. But when MJF and Holiday ran down to the ring to distract Davey Boy, Hammerstone was dealing with the ref. So maybe he did. Maybe Hammerstone was distracting the ref so that the ref didn't see Holiday and MJF. Maybe that's how it was supposed to be, I guess. But that's happened before, I think. A while. That was months ago now, I guess. Where Hammerstone was doing something, ended up winning because of Dynasty, but didn't realize they helped him. I think that happened way in the beginning. God, I'm rusty on the MLW stuff, but I got to go back and watch it. And no, I'm not going to review every show that I missed. No. Because that would just be ridiculous. That's 3-4 months worth of shows. But I am, with this pay-per-view, is my reintroduction back into the channel, getting back on track, reviewing all the shit that I love. So you'll see it on a regular basis on here on Smash This Podcast. Yeah, I highly doubt that. Hogan's remarried to some chick that was half his ex-wife's age and twice as hot. Who's basically a little older than whatever his daughter's name is. Brooke Hogan? Brooke Hogan. She was like a few years older than Brooke Hogan. I think that's who he got remarried to. I don't think Amber O'Neal. I thought Amber O'Neal was married to Doc Gallows of the OC. The OC. Or Luke Gallows, whatever they're calling him. He's been called so many things, sometimes I forget. Also, he had that gimmick too way back in the day. That was his first gimmick, wasn't it? The idiot, the sloth, whatever. But I don't know what you call him. I don't think that's right, though. I haven't heard anything. Not that I keep up on Hulk Hogan's love life. You know, it would be probably you can go to TMZ and find out. TMZ or Wikipedia would probably be a good source for that. Festus. You put fetus. I know what you meant. Festus. Thank you. Thank you, Orlo. Oh, goodness. But yeah, great match between Hammerstone defending his champ against Davey Boy Smith. Old school. Two big guys just clobbered each other, man. It was great to see. I mean, this show really had a little bit of everything, man. Savage. I love Randy Savage. Is that what you're talking about? No. I mean, this had the Lucha Libre. This had the flippy stuff. This had the heavyweights. Just J-Bone for MLW is a heel manager. Oh no, no. Thank you, but no, I can't because I could never take a bump because my back's all fucked up. I would love to, I think that's like a dream job. I think that'd be amazing. I joke about it all the time because when I had my first back surgeries like 10 years ago, my microdiscectomies just gives me chills talking about it. I jokingly said that, after those surgeries, I was going to start my wrestling career. I never meant it seriously, though. But no, I could never do something like that. But yeah, I would be like the DDP in podcasting. Go from podcasting to wrestling. What did I hear? I watch Sean Ross Sapp once in a while. Opinions aside, I heard something. He used to wrestle. I think he talks about that once in a while. It's interesting. Wrestling. Thank you, Elijah. Yes, wrestling needs more managers. Yes, I agree. I've been saying that for years on here. There are not enough good managers in professional wrestling. Truth. All right, now on to the main event. Man, was this good. I mean, I really didn't have... I love Fatu. It watching this match made me feel probably the worst of all about not covering this stuff lately because, man, I met Fatu in Milwaukee, okay? And that was when he first really started getting hot. I mean, really, really hot. He came out of nowhere, showed up in Chicago, tore the shit down, went to New York, destroyed another dozen people that never fucking came back, and then came to Milwaukee. And I met him, and I'm not going to call myself psychic or nothing, but I told him, I was like, dude, I see something special in you. I really do. And I hope and I wish the best for you in this company. Less than a month later, at the next pay-per-view in Chi-Town, he was champ. Unbelievable. I did not think, because I knew how good he was. From day one, he stepped in the company. I was like, oh my God. This dude is a blessing to this company. So good. Unbelievable. I don't know how long he's sticking around with this company, but damn. Fatu's freaking amazing. And I will give credit to LA Park. Oh my God. I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing, we'll just say 50. I'm guessing 50. And for his size, doing those sentons and shit. Excuse me. Both these guys, both doing the Lucha Libre moves. I shared one right before I went live because they didn't say, I didn't know what the hell it was, because it's a move you don't see a lot. Fatu pulled off the what do they call it? Fosbury flop. You like twist around, going outside of the ring. Unfriggin' believable. Low to mid 50s. I'll buy that. He's been around for a while, because when he was in ECW, or WCW, I should say, that was 20 years ago. So he'd have been in his 30s. He's been around a long time. I mean, it's guaranteed that Fatu is gonna. I know. Jacob Fatu better not sign to World Entertainment. That's what I know. AEW better sign Jacob soon. And I don't know what kind of contract he's got with MLW. I know a lot of people. Some people say that the contracts that MLW has people signed to is really not worth anything. But a contract's a contract. Doesn't matter how big you are. If something's legal, it's legal. Oh, totally, dude. Totally Umaga. When I saw him debut and do that, what do you call the senton off the top of the cage, unbelievable. I was like, oh my God. He did when he killed Lawler. And he just kept killing him. Orlo wants Impact to sign Fatu. We'll see. Maybe Bauer is gonna have the wit enough to keep some of these guys and help build this brand and just make it bigger. I know people say all the time, oh, I love him in this country. Dear God. J-Bone had a stroke live on YouTube. I love him in this company, but I want to see him over here. How many thousands of times you say, oh, just go to WWE. You see that a billion times a day all over the internets. I think he's good enough that he certainly could go to a bigger company. And the day will come where I'm sure that's going to happen. he'll go somewhere else because, that's kind of what wrestling is doing right now. You spend a few years in a company and then you move on to something maybe not necessarily bigger, but better for what's going to, help your future. And look at guys like Eli Drake. Joined the NWA. People went, he did what? People thought he was just going to jump the Ring of Honor. No, he was joining the NWA. And I give him a lot of credit. He is amazing. Eli Drake is amazing. People say he rips off this guy and that all he does is copy shit. He's not. He's damn good. And the fact that he's helping a brand that he believes in, a brand like NWA, and is willing to help launch that and help that grow, truly amazing. You never know. I mean, it's not about, it is all about money. It's not about money. It's what do these people want with their career? What do they want to accomplish? What do they want to be known for? Yeah, there's something to be said about, hey, I earned this much and I got food on my table for me and said family. If you got a family, you got a roof over your house, and that's great. But if you love wrestling and you're doing what you're doing, we as fans can only do so much about saying, go here and go there. Where do these people want to go? So, yeah, that's what it's all about. And if you're a fan of them, you can follow them or whatever, Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Oh my God, that was sick. The bump that Selena took tonight. Yeah, this was just a crazy. This was similar to the match before, but just with a little more lucha libre style stuff. Two big guys just killing it. Blood. Oh my God. Blood everywhere. Fatu was cut bad. He was under the ring when he cut himself. He said, no, he was hit by the ring bell and it broke the ring bell. He cut himself under the ring, But damn. And both guys. Okay, this was kind of funny. Park, gigged bad, hands full of blood, everything. But then kept doing that throughout the match, trying to get himself to bleed more. I was like, what are you doing? You bled enough. No, not enough. Just keep hitting that thing. Get it open. What? What are you doing? Must bleed more. Okay. Man, that place was covered in blood. And then, Fatu. Oh, my Lord. Cut was like this. It was like this. Holy crap. This long. Sick. That just poured out of his head. Complete crimson mask. Blood everywhere. Yeah, I forgot that this was no DQ because I was like, oh my God. Especially when Joseph Samael did the fireball to the ref. They say, well, there's going to be repercussions for that. There's no DQ. You can do whatever the hell you want. Isn't that what they said? How is there going to be repercussions? Is it because he's the official? I guess. I don't know. Poor guy. Big old fireball to the face. Took him out. Brought in the new one. Stopped the match. Dead cold in its tracks, though. And then I didn't really get... that was a hell of a bump that Selena took. I had to I actually rewound it and watched it. I was like, what the heck? because I was writing something down, or I was taking a drink or something, and I looked up, and all of a sudden, L.A. Park was on top. I heard the crunch, and L.A. Park was on top of Selena through the broken table, and I was like, holy shit. So I rewound it and watched it again. And so Joseph was arguing with Selena in the ring. Joseph dove out of the way, and the LA Park just destroyed Selena and the table. Oh my God. And then ended up carrying her out over his shoulder. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens now, because they said, is this the end of, what do they call it? Promotions, Dorado? That stable? Is this going to be the end? Or now is Selena going to come back meaner and badder with a whole new crew from Triple-A to invade MLW? What do you think, guys? What do you think? Yes, I talked about that a little bit in the start of the show. Oh, wrong one. I highlighted the wrong one. That's what I meant to highlight. Doing a women's title. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be doing a full women's show, or if they're just going to slowly start putting women on MLW Fusion. I saw in an interview that they would love to give the women their own show, like entirely, which I'm good with. That's fine. And I wouldn't think that it's actually going to compete with WoW Women of Wrestling. WoW Women of Wrestling is kind of like its own little universe. It's actually a TV show. It's not a brand, like a touring brand. I think it certainly could become that someday. I think that's the goal of a lot of the women wrestlers there. And yes, I am going to get back to reviewing that on here. I feel bad because the ladies do deserve it. It's a great show. It is. And I miss Lucha Underground. Speaking of Lucha Underground, holy shit, I touched on this the other day in one of my videos, and I was going to bring it up here, and I almost forgot. Just a couple days ago, and I congratulated him because we still follow each other, because I used to, talk about Lucha Underground all the freaking time. Chris DeJoseph signed to MLW. I am so happy about this. So congratulations, Chris DeJoseph, on signing with MLW. That dude is so damn good. If you don't know, please go to Tubby, what's it called? Tubby TV or Tubby.com, TUBI, and go watch some of the stuff. I believe all four seasons of Lucha Underground are on there. You can watch them for free. You don't have to sign up, whatever, pay nothing. It's all free. It's kind of like Pluto. Pluto TV's free. Go check out some of the stuff from Lucha Underground. I love that stuff. I missed it. Rest in peace, Lucha Underground. It died in a horrible Hollywood, I don't know, companies fighting over the rights to Lucha Underground. That's what killed it. So sad. So good. People it died from Hollywood greed. It's, to put it simply. But yeah, Chris DeJoseph joining MLW. So happy about that. It's going to be very interesting to see what he brings, because I know what he brought to the match booking side of Lucha Underground. So that makes me even more excited about what MLW is going to do now and going into 2020. I think I heard they lost a couple of producers, so they're also going through some changes. They brought in is it Dr. Pritchard, I believe. I'm not familiar with some of the names. Oh man. I heard he was injured and is going through some rehab. I didn't hear details. I haven't researched it, but I believe that's what Styles. I don't know if Styles is still in the chat. He was chatting recently with Marty, and he's coming back soon. So yeah, I would love to see Marty go to some. I don't care. I really don't care where he goes. I just want to see Marty the Moth Martinez on my TV again, because man, I loved him in MLW or Lucha Underground. Dear God, it's late. It's time for bed. Will we what? Will we see Lucha Underground GM at MLW? Oh shit. Oh my god, Dario Cueto. Scary good, right? That took me a second. I'm so rusty on some of the stuff there, but so many people have been signed to this company or that company from Lucha Underground, you know. Concussions. I think you mean Lucha Underground died from a concussion. No, you mean a conclusion. I know what you meant. The concluding season, yeah. It'll never happen though. Well, I shouldn't say never, but this isn't like. Not that I know everything about Hollywood. Please don't take it as I know so much. I don't know. I just know what happened to the show. People started fighting over the rights, and I'm sure there was a money issue or something. Could it come back? Sure. I guess you never say never, but I think it'd be easier if it was actually a wrestling company as opposed to a Hollywood-owned property, because that's what it was. People treated it like it was a wrestling brand. It wasn't a wrestling brand. Yeah, they did a couple shows here and there to promote the show. I think they did one in LA. I think they did one in Texas during South by Southwest or something like that. I think that's what it's called. But anyways. So yeah. Sad. But yeah, congrats to Chris DeJoseph. Can't wait, like I said, can't wait to see what he brings to MLW. Probably some of tonight he produced, probably. I'll have to check his social medias and see if he was involved. See if there's any backstage stuff. Impact versus Lucha. Yeah, that was a blast, hey? I covered that at length. Beautiful shit. Where would you like to see Castro Cortez sign? Oh, there's a name. And that's a guy that's been around wrestling for a long time too, and I didn't realize it. Gosh, I don't know. He's big on the West Coast still, so I don't know. Maybe the next set of West Coast Impact, they'll bring him in something. Who knows? Or maybe he'll be involved because he is such a veteran. maybe he would sign with New Japan, North American version. Because they're doing a whole new thing based in America, like all on its own. It's not just New Japan touring America. They're actually going to have a separate entity in America. Kind of like, NXT is whatever, there's Raw and there's SmackDown. So there's going to be New Japan and there's going to be New Japan America. I don't know what they're calling it, but so who knows? Yeah, I mean, there's still so many good independent wrestlers out there that are up for grabs. So who knows? Wrestling evolves, wrestling changes, and that's one of the best parts about it. You see people put in so much time and energy into this over here and help that grow, and then they move on to other things that's going to help, like LAX help put Impact where it is right now, and then they moved on to something, bigger and better. Opinions aside of AEW, whether you like it or not, it's what was good for them right now. So, congrats to them on that. And they're already killing it. They're tied to the biggest heel stable in the company. It's crazy. Andre, what is up? Yes. I will post this. Andre, you and I need to talk because I hadn't been to wrestlingwithwrestling.com because I took a week off. So thank you, Andre. Someone's like, smash that like button, folks. Hell yeah. And sub if you're not subbed. Just trying to grow the brand here. Trying to hit 1,000. That's all we're trying to do. And then I'll hit 1,000 and then I'll retire. No, I'm kidding. I'll do it for a few more years or whatever. Oh, that's a damn good question. But yeah, Andre, you and I need to talk because the look of wrestlingwithwrestling.com changed. I love it. I don't know if it's going to change how I put stuff on there. So you and I need to talk, either chat or Skype. I'd love to Skype with you and catch up with you. We'll, like early this coming week, we'll talk, dude. But yeah, head over to wrestlingwithwrestling.com, folks. I stick some of my content on there. Some new creators coming in there. Content providers, we'll say. Writers, reviewers, podcasters. Andre puts all of his stuff on there. Shtick stuff. So yeah, go check it out. Here we go. Welcome, Ray. You think MJF dropping the tag titles was due to his AEW role being larger? Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see how that plays out in MLW. MLW. Excuse me. I feel like MJF shouldn't just drop the title and that be his exit. I feel like they have to have some kind of exit plan for him because he has done a lot for this brand. He's one of the best heels in this company. But I understand if he just wants to put all of his eggs in one place. That's the funny thing about AEW. Everyone has a different contract. People are allowed to do indie dates and do their TV stuff, but the TV is a priority. Be there for, Wednesdays? Be there for Wednesdays, and then I think the rest, they're free and clear. But everyone's different, and I'm sure there's some people that all they do is AEW because maybe they're getting paid enough. They don't have to do anything else. I don't know. Everyone has a different contract. That's the great thing about AEW. In my opinion, I don't know. Oh, you actually had predictions? Andre says, I called the Von Erichs winning the titles in my predictions. Yeah, if I would have paid closer attention to what was going on, I probably would have called that too. Good timing, you know. They had a good summer with the introduction that I was at. It was tremendous. Great rivalry, and the fact that they yeah, it's good. It's good timing. I felt like it had to be eventually happen. Don't the Lucha Bros work in MLW from time to time? No, they're completely done. With I think they still work a couple of indie shows like AAW and Chi-Town. I think that's a guess, but they have a very interesting. They're kind of just independent all over the place, but I'm pretty sure they're done with MLW. I don't think they've been back since before the Milwaukee show. Fatu's entrance into the company was a lot of people's exit. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing. It's just it was how he was booked, you know. So but yeah, this company's been evolving. I've been away from it for a while, but I'm very excited to get back into talking about it on a regular basis. Shit, I've been on here for an hour and a half. All right, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate everyone coming in, blowing up the chat. Much love. Appreciate it. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I do too, Ray. I do too. You know, but they were a great part of what Impact became over the last 2 years and helped it grow, you know, and now they got a TV deal and now they're going to grow even more. So, you know, wrestling evolves. It's what happens. So it is what it is. So, all right, we're going to get out of here. Tremendous show. Loved it. Damn worth the $20, you know, so glad I paid it because like I said, the first hour, boom, that was worth $20 right there. So happy I watched this. I will be reviewing stuff. In fact, yeah, I think I will. I'll watch the pre-show and I'll review it because I think it's worth doing. I feel kind of bad. I skipped the pre-show. I didn't know about it, so I caught a couple things here and there. Yes, Andre, $20 was a perfect price for this because it's a you know, smaller brand. But damn, was the wrestling good. You too, Orlo. Thanks, man. Turn your clock back. Yes, I know. That's what I'll be doing next. I'll got to go up in the kitchen and turn all the manual stuff back. I don't have to worry about the old phone. That's all automatic. So, much love, everyone. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications, folks, because YouTube's all over the place. Every channel I go to and watch shit lately, because I watch a lot of YouTube too, I have to, like, resub to it. My sub, like, disappears from so many of these channels. I don't know why. So something's weird with the whole, what's it called, Andre? I don't know. Whatever they call that, I don't know. How the robots run these sites. But yeah, if you're digging the product, please smash that sub button, smash that like button, smash that notifications button so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Take care. Much love, folks. Have a great night.